Hello everyone and welcome to this second video for our game Rallyman GT. My name's Georgina and I'm here with Jamie and a volunteer, Owen. And today we are going to be talking about Rallyman GT, which is starting on Kickstarter on November 15th. So today what we are going to be doing is having a quick playthrough of the game and explaining the rules as we go along. What you can see here on the table is a prototype of the game. Some of the elements are finalised. In fact, most of them are. A few of them will change. So what you can see here on the table is the finalised art style. All of the tokens are finalised. All of the gaming aids and so on and so forth may change slightly, but this is basically what they're going to look like. The only thing that is going to change is the cars. These are resin 3D prints that we have done ourselves, but for the actual game, of course, they will be coloured plastic, and we will make them a tiny bit smaller. They're going to be about 1 millimetre smaller, so 1 millimetre bigger, sorry, bigger. Slightly bigger cars than what you see here. The dice, however, will be smaller. They are going to be 16 millimetre with rounded corners and, of course, engraved. What you can see here on the table are just stickers. So that's pretty much how it all works. So we're not going to do a full rules video here. What we're going to do is just play through the game. Rallyman GT is a pretty simple game, and I think you'll all be able to pick it up pretty easily as we go along. And after all, that's how you get the idea of the game the easiest, is by watching it being played.
Best way to learn.
Best way to learn indeed. So what we have done is we've set up our own course. Now the final version of Rallyman GT will have many more tiles than this. There'll be 32 double-sided track tiles. This is a course I made earlier, so this is a slightly small course that we just made up by just putting the tiles on the table. One of the cool things about Rallyman GT is that you can do that. Of course, for those of you who don't want to invent your own tracks, there will be a track book included in with the rules, and you can simply copy them or have a bit of fun making your own. So we've set up our cars on the track. We have our 0 speed tokens set up next to our cars. We have arm wrestled to determine who would be first player. I'm in pole position. I won because that's not really how you're supposed to do it.
Stronger than she looks.
Like an ant. What you are supposed to do is take the same number of speed tokens as the number of players and draw them randomly to determine who is in first. I'm in pole position, which means I am at the front and on the inside of the next corner. So what I'm going to do as first player is I'm going to start by planning my trajectory. So I take my dice. So I have my 6 speed dice here, which represent the gears of my car, and I'm going to lay them out along the track to basically plan out where I'm going to go. So obviously, for those of you who aren't aware, these dice have to be rolled in order, so either ascending or descending order. The only rule is you cannot roll the same dice twice in the same turn. So I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is a slightly tricky corner with a few speed limitations. So what I have here is if I go directly into this space here, then what it means is I will automatically get a warning sign added to my roll. If I get 3 of those in one go, I will spin out, which isn't good. So I can either go straight across that and just take a warning sign, or I can decide to coast, so continue on at the same speed using my white dice. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter this space diagonally, which allows me to ignore the speed limitation of 3. We'll come back to that later. That allows me to enter that space at 4. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to leave diagonally, which allows me to ignore that speed limitation again.
The idea of the perfect line through the corner.
The idea of the perfect line through the corner, yeah. So that's what these special spaces are supposed to represent. The idea is, obviously in real life racing, if you can cut straight across a corner, you obviously make a bit of a safer job of it.
And the risk and the inertia of taking this outside turn at a high gear. You didn't have to, if you had gone through there at 3rd, you wouldn't have taken a warning sign.
No, I wouldn't have. However, I cannot do that because I've already rolled my 3.
I see.
So I can't do back down to 3 again for this turn. So this is potentially a bit of a risky move. If I wanted, I could continue up into 5th gear. That would mean I'd have to brake pretty heavily for next turn. I'm going to call it a day. Yeah. I'm going to call it a day. So I'm going to go ahead and put my speed token here because I have a terrible memory. And that will basically just show me where I'm going to end up if all goes well. So let's go ahead and roll these dice.
You're rolling them all at once?
I'm rolling them all at once.
Going full out?
Okay, so I'm going flat out. Here we go. I'm fine. Look at that.
No warnings whatsoever.
Not even one warning sign. So I went flat out. What does that mean? That means that I dare to roll all of my dice at once, and I get to pick up 6 focus tokens, which come into my reserve.
Because you rolled 6 dice.
Because I rolled 6 dice.
And that was a good risk because 3 of those dice only have 1 warning sign on them. The 1 and the 2 cruise dice, whereas the 2 through 4 all have 2, correct?
Some of them are slightly riskier than others. So I now get to move my car along the track to where I plan to be. And my speed token there is at 4. And I've put it over to the black side, which will help us determine who goes first for the next round. So we'll get to that in a minute. Jamie.
So I'll be playing next, simply because the turn order every single turn can change.
Yep.
It is always the player in the highest gear that goes first.
Yes.
If there is a draw, it's the player the furthest along the track that goes first.
Yep.
And if there's a draw on that, it's the player on the inside lane compared to the next corner that goes first, which is why Georgina started where she did, in pole position. So
it's all about speed.
Next up, me and Owen, out of us, well, we're both in the same speed, so there's a draw there. However, I am further along the track, so it's me to go next. So I'm going to lay my dice out just like Georgina did. Now, the thing that Georgina's done here is that parking just outside that corner means that I can't do the same trick she did.
Nope.
So I'm going to have to take something from this corner.
Yep.
So I either have to take a warning sign. So that only applies if I go through that corner at full speed.
Yeah.
So if I go through at 4, I'll take an automatic warning. If I don't, if I go through 1, 2, or 3, obviously I won't take it. In case you were wondering, if I go through at 5 or 6, you spin out automatically.
Yeah. That's a rush.
The other option I have is to go orthogonally from here to here. Yep. These little numbers here, they change the speed inside the square, inside the zone, sorry. So if I go from here to here, it won't be 4 maximum, it'll be 3.
Because you're entering via the same lane.
Exactly. However, if I leave the same lane, like this represents me taking this corner super sharply.
Yeah, tight.
I will also need to leave in 3 as well as entering in 3. So always bear that in mind. So with that in mind, I'm going to go 1, 2, where's my 3? 3 to here. I'm actually going to, so I'm more or less going to do what Georgina did, but slightly differently. I'm going to coast. Ooh. So I'm going through that corner in 3, not in 4. And then I come out here.
Oh, sneaky.
So I won't get the warning. However, we'll both be at the same speed. You'll be on the inside, so you will go before me.
So I'll still go first. If you had taken the risk of, in fact, you could do it. You could cut across and put yourself on the inside lane diagonally.
I could actually do that. That is actually a very good point. Yep,
so
I can do that.
If Jamie then cuts out across into 4th and ends up on the inside lane, then in spite of my best efforts, you will go first.
That's the one. Okay, so...
I knew I should have gone to 5.
So I will also roll all my dice at once because fairly low chance. He says that now. I only get
He's
1.
Fine, he's
Just
fine.
1 on the 2
It's
there.
Fine.
Okay, so I end up here. I take also my 6 focus dice. Tokens, sorry, not focus dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Up, I'll take this marker back. And Owen, it is your turn, sir.
Just for everybody who hasn't seen any videos about Rallyman GT before, you do not have to throw all your dice at once. You can throw them one by one and stop at any time if things are getting a bit risky. If you've got 2 warning signs and you don't want to get that 3rd one and crash, you can call it a day. So, Owen.
So I'm farther back along the track. I started 1 square further back than you did, so I don't have the same options with
because
dice.
You lost the arm wrestle.
As usual.
Well, the thing, you don't have the same option with dice, but you do have more space to accelerate. So technically, you could do the same thing as us and come out in 5.
Well, I was going to say that, come out in 5. But the problem is, so if I position myself in 5, I'm not going to be able to make it 5 here. It has to be 5 here, which then means that I'm going to have to crash gear down and then accelerate back up. But looking at this super tight turn coming up, let's say that I end up here in 5, I'm going to have to either cruise or crash down and then cruise in order to make it through those turns without crashing.
Well,
let's try it.
The cool thing is that if you can get it to here in, say, 5, then you will automatically go first for the next turn because you'll be fastest.
Right.
So
even if you're further back, you'll still be playing
that
before
is
us.
the advantage of starting further back.
And then I'll have to come around the
play
outside.
twice in a row, essentially.
And then I'll have to come around the outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1, 2...
However, generally being last or behind the leaders of the pack is not a penalty in this game, forcibly, because as we saw, I had to dance around Georgina.
Yeah.
Whereas Owen coming up from behind us, if you've crashed out early in the game or whatever, coming up from behind the rest of the pack means that you can take corners a lot easier.
Yeah.
So up here in 5.
Okay. So you can roll your 5 dice. Owen has terrible luck on dice, so don't be surprised if this goes horribly wrong.
Owen's cursed dice rolling.
Gotta be one in every gamer group.
There it is. Excellent. Well done. So, this is a good example. At least we can show the people at home how this works.
This is what a crash looks like.
When you roll your dice, the first thing you can do, when you roll your dice, all at once and you crash, you can relay out your track to see where you crash.
Yeah.
So technically, when you're rolling your dice all at once, you can modify ever so slightly where you crash, if you want to crash in a higher speed or a lower speed. Seeing as you managed to do 1, 2, 3...
Do you want me to tell me what the odds of that are?
No, but I bet they're pretty low. So you're going to crash out at 3. You have no coast dice, you have no break dice, so you can't really fiddle with that. Right. You're just going to go 1, 2, and 3, sadly. However, you only crash out at 3, which is pretty good. Okay. So, you move to here, and then we check your dashboard to see what happens.
So because I'm in 3rd gear, if I were in 1st or 2nd gear, I would only crash down to 0, which would be significantly easier, because then I could start right off the bat. But instead, I go to double 0, which means that I am going to lose a turn.
However, you don't take any damage. We're on a yellow tile. You check the yellow column. No damage, at least. Yeah. Okay? So, well done, Owen. Moving on.
You did that on purpose, of course.
Yeah, of course. To show the example for the game, of course. Next turn, me and Georgina are going the same speed. Yep. However, I managed to get onto the inside lane, so I will play first.
Dang it.
So, we are going to go... I'm in 4th, so I can I could break down to... Because breaking dice allow me to skip a gear. So instead of going down to 3, I could go down to 2. Then come out in 3 here. Then come out in 4th here. And then coast to here.
Now, for any of those of you who are watching who are wondering why Jamie didn't just go at 3, 2 to sort of make that safer and why you're taking the risk of rolling the breakdowns, because you can only roll each speed once, it makes sometimes more strategic sense to break down and take a corner a little more slowly to allow you to reaccelerate.
Exactly, so I can finish on a higher speed.
Sure.
Which, once again, sometimes you do want to finish in higher speed, sometimes you want to let people play before you or after you. It all depends. In certain corners, you can sit at the entrance to the corner at a slow speed and block people who want to go into the corner on the next turn and then just follow them through afterwards. So there is that whole strategic element. I am going to not take the risk on this. I'll roll these one by one. Okay. So that's one danger sign already.
So when you roll a break dice, you must roll it at the same time as the speed you wish to.
That's the one. And also, if you're rolling all your dice at once, so the flat out, break dice do not count for focus tokens.
No focus tokens with break dice.
Number 3, number 4. No, we're fine. And number 5, even if I get one, I do get one, but only 2 out of the 3. So I end up here. And I am in speed. I'm still in speed 4, so I flip this over to my right side. Okay. And now it's Georgina's turn.
Okay, so I'm already in 4th. I could do coast 3, coast. That does then very much limit me for the next part, however. So I could do... So if I start in speed 4, I'm allowed to continue in speed 4 if I wish to. In this case... Probably a good idea. So I'm going to do coast 3.
You don't want to cut diagonally through the corner?
I could cut diagonally through the corner. I wouldn't mind being able to accelerate, but it does save me a space if I do it, and I have the space to do it, so I'm going to cut diagonally across that corner, come out in coast, and then I can reaccelerate up to 4. You
could accelerate up to 5 if you wanted to overtake me. Then break down to 2 next turn.
I would have to break pretty hard, but you know what?
Risk it for a biscuit.
Risk management is what Rallyman's all about. So, let's do it. So that is my trajectory. 4, coast into 3, back up to 4, 5. So, here we go. And all at once, obviously, because...
It's only 4 dice.
Yeah, look, there we go. It's only 4 dice, Owen. So... I finish in 5th gear, and I finish in 5th gear on the white side of my token, just there. Thank you.
So even though I'm on the inside, you will be going first.
Hurrah.
And then Owen, sadly, you have to get your car back on the track. So you just missed a turn. Okay.
Okay, so that's the end of that round.
Yep.
Everybody has played, and Owen skipped his turn, obviously. So we're now back onto the white side of the tokens. We start the next round. I'm going the fastest, so I get to play twice in a row. Cool. However, I have to break down to 2. So I'm going to have to do 2 break dice down to 2.
So the way break dice work is normally when you can deaccelerate naturally and roll down your dice. You go from 5 down to 4, 3, 2, 1, etc., etc.
Sure.
Break dice allow you to skip a gear. So by spending 1 dice, you can skip down from 5 to 3. And by spending 2 dice, you can skip down from 5 to 2.
Okay, so that's a thing that has to happen. I could break all the way down to 1 if I wanted to then really accelerate super hard on the way out. That is really risky, however, so I'm going to do 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have to not do any more than that, I think, because this next corner is 1. So, and there's no way getting around that. It's 1 everywhere.
Plus, you can't break from 6 to 1.
No,
even
you
with
can't.
3 break dice,
No.
so that would be
a very bad idea. I'm going to use 6 focus tokens to save my break.
Okay.
So, for everyone watching at home, focus tokens allow you to insure your dice rolls. So, basically, I don't have to throw it. The first dice that I insure costs 1, the second costs 2, and the third costs 3. So, to save my entire break down to 2, I'm going to have to use 6 tokens, which is a lot, but it is quite a risky move. So I don't have to roll those. I'm going to stick my 5, I'm already in 5, here on the black side to remind me. I'm going to take these off the track because I don't have to do them. I'm going to roll these 3.
Well, those you have to roll one by one anyway.
Yeah.
You can't gain focus tokens when you spend focus tokens.
Sure.
So. And the price of the focus tokens is each turn. So it's the first dice each turn.
So I'm off to a good start.
But when you're rolling them one by one, if she had rolled a second caution or warning, then you could simply choose to stop.
Yeah.
Not roll the last one.
So I've got 2, but I'm still fine.
Yep.
Because I have a maximum of 3, so that's all good. So somehow I've pulled that off, and I end up here.
Okay.
So really, it's a good thing that I did save these because I had a very high chance of getting at least 1 danger sign on those dice.
A small tactical change. You want to try and be on the inside lane. Because even then, that means I have to go faster than you if I want to play before you.
Sure.
So I'm in the same situation as you. Now you see, this is where if you'd have finished in 4th, you would have forced me, due to my placement, to go through here in 1, which would have been even worse technically. But because you played before me, I don't have to now. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing. I have to break from 4 down
2,
to... No, I only need 1 actually. I don't need 1 compared to you. Then I can come out in 3, 4 and 5. And I literally can't go into that space in 6 because there is no way to deaccelerate down from 6 to 1 in one square.
Slow down.
So you will be playing before me next turn. I'm going to roll my dice one by one. So this pair, I get 1.
Okay.
This one. Oh.
Okay, so that's 2.
I don't want to do an Owen. I don't want to do an Owen.
We have a name for it now.
I'm going to come here, and I'm already going to be playing after you, so I'm not going to take the risk.
Okay.
I am going
Makes
to
sense.
stay behind you.
For anybody who's watched our previous Rallyman videos will know that I often take risks with this game, and it doesn't always pay off, does it?
And then, Owen, you actually get to play now.
Okay, so catch up.
Well, that's not really possible at this point.
No, it is. The bonus you have is that you have nobody to hold you back. So you can easily take the best lines and just stock up a load of focus tokens.
No, I'm saying I can get to you, but I'm just saying I'm not going to catch up in one round.
Oh, no, of course not. No.
What's stopping you from catching us up in one go is the corners, essentially. But I mean, you can 1, 2, 3 coast 4. So that's a lot of spaces.
Best I can do is to go up there. So the question is, do I want to coast there? Do I want to end up there in 4? I can also end up there in 3. 1, 2, 3 coast. So the question is, how do I prepare for the next turn? Because I'll be, let's say I'm here in 3. I can just manage that with...
Just put 3 down.
Actually, if I'm here in 3, then I can go 3, coast, and then 4, crash to 2, 1.
However, if you end this turn in 4th, you're going to play 2nd next round, because Jamie's only in 3. So there's an advantage to that as well. You'll get to play sooner.
But also a disadvantage if I want him out of my way.
Yes, exactly. What he said.
True.
So, do I want to be there in third or in fourth?
But you've got 3 lanes there, so you'll still be able to cut round him diagonally either way without having to take that tricky one corner. So I would say you're good.
Go to 4. Okay. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2.
Because there might be more shenanigans you can play, because there is rules for overtaking other cars.
Yep.
You have to be going the same speed or higher in order to overtake another car. Which means that if, for example, I've ended on 3, I said I'm not going to take a risk. However, if Owen could get in front of me on 5th, because if he was in 4th, I could accelerate up in one space. But if you were in 5th in front of me now, I wouldn't be able to accelerate up fast enough and would lose a turn.
Question. So, I didn't gain any focus tokens when I threw and
No,
crashed.
you failed.
Obviously, because you're not very focused when you crash.
So will you tempt the dice curse again, Owen?
Yes. At this point, there's it's
Drum roll,
worth
please.
it. Yes. Oh god.
Here
It's
it goes.
worse when there's something with 20 sides.
Hey!
Hey,
There we
only
go.
2.
It's
That's
being a
good.
bit lenient with you. So you get 5 tokens.
Yeah.
Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In
There you go.
4. All right.
You may take your bounty from the centre.
Thank you.
And now, next turn, Georgina's playing first because she's in 5th, then Owen, then me.
Okay. Break. Dear God, break hard. That's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah, I'm going to have to. So
Oh.
I might.
Yes, you want to be there,
I
don't
want to
you?
be
That's
there,
what you
yeah.
just realised.
Yeah. Will allow. I could break super hard down to 1 if I wanted. That obviously is a dangerous maneuver, and I have no focus tokens left. So maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. I'll go for a 4. Break down to 1. Oh my. Oh no. Oh no. I have a bad feeling about this, but okay. Sorry. There we go. Down to 1. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
2, 3, and that's all I can do because this has a
It's good.
speed limit
It's
of
a
2.
good line.
So,
It's a good line. I mean, technically, if you're feeling it, you could double coast through that corner in 2.
yeah, I could.
Depends if you're going to roll everything at once or not.
It does have me, yeah. I could double coast through because by not taking the sharpest point, that allows me to come out in 3 here. So I get further along the track. I can't accelerate up to 4 because I've already got my 4 planned out. Okay. I might just not. I know I always roll my dice all at once. I think I'm not going to do that.
I might just not do
may
that
not
today.
do that. So here we go. 4.
1, we're good.
We're okay. So I have to roll
The
these
big ones.
all at once.
The pile.
Oh! We're
Okay.
good. I think I should be
I think
fine.
You're good. Lucky. 1.
1.
Oh, didn't.
1. So
Really
I
funny
ended up, and this
skills
is why I should put mine. There we go. And I end up in 3. White
then.
side.
Owen, your race.
Well, that went better than expected.
Yes, even I was not expecting that. 1 warning. Lucky.
A little bit of extra distance by crash breaking down to 1. So
Okay.
that's 2 dice, 2 break dice.
3. Yep, down to 1. Yep.
Down to 1. So down to
So
1.
essentially what I had to
And
just
then
do.
back up to.
Oh my god, why did I explain how to do
2.
that? Because now you can actually, I didn't see that line, you can actually
3.
do that. No, you can double coast through the corner.
Yeah,
Sorry,
double-
coast.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
coast
yeah,
through
yeah.
the corner.
Owen.
Sorry, 3, 2, 2. That's what I was planning. 2, 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
what monster have I
3.
created?
Yeah, move his
Outside.
tokens
No,
to the
inside.
outside.
3,
Yeah. You can keep going.
4.
Oh, actually, no,
5.
you can't get
Not-
out. Oh no, I'm saved. It's okay. I'll still be able to, 4, 5, yeah. I'll still be able to play.
Is there any way that I can block you in this position? Yeah, I'll just go.
I mean, if you stay on the
here.
inside, though, you have a higher chance of being first to play next
True, yeah.
turn.
Okay, good point.
So
Okay.
maybe
If you
inside.
could have gotten to 5 in this zone, sadly you can't because you have to come out of here in 2. If you could have been here in 5th, I would have lost a turn. I wouldn't have been able to accelerate past you. As it is, I can, luckily, but hey, that's pure luck on my side. Anyway, that's a good run. So
Roll the dice all at once. Roll.
see.
No.
No.
No, nobody wants to. Ah.
Okay.
wow,
got
Owen,
it.
Oh,
only 1.
hey.
Nice.
So
Way to go.
far.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
I can do it.
Dice for the dice god.
Okay.
My word, Owen, are you actually going to make this?
Oh!
Dun, dun, dun.
I survived.
Wow.
So I'm here in 5th,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so up here. Whoop.
So as you can see, you can crash miserably on turn 1 and catch up pretty well.
Yeah, indeed.
If Jamie has a stroke of bad luck now, or if I do, then
Right, so I am going to have to... This is a tricky one, actually, because those are some pretty harsh corners. If I break down to 1, coast, that won't work. Oh, wow, I'm actually going to have to... I didn't think of this. I should have thought about my next turn when I was doing this. I have to go 2, 1, and I can only coast through that. So if I go from 1 to here by breaking, and then coast, I won't get into that turn.
But you're in lower gear there, so you can't overtake me, right?
Yes, actually, yes. I can't. Oh, wow, yep, you're still going to be a pain in my butt. You're still going to be a pain in my butt. I know, I don't actually have a choice there. I have to... This is as far as I can go. Let's go 4, 5. I can go there in 6.
I mean,
but
you could coast.
I
could coast in 3rd and then go 4, 5.
Then break. Oh, wow, whoa. Yeah, so I could coast
Or you could
in
double
at 5.
coast in 3rd and end in 4th, but you won't start
No,
first.
because I'm going to roll dice 1 by 1.
Okay.
So I might as well try this. If I skip, that skips me down to 3. That skips me down to 2. That skips me down to 1.
Oh wow, you're doing it now.
I'm doing the thing.
Oh wow.
I'm doing the thing.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
We'll see how this goes. I have some tokens. I can't insure that entire pile, but oh boy.
Fear for your transmission.
Oh man. I'm actually going to insure dice beforehand, so I'm going to 1 focus token to make that one okay.
Okay.
This 2 to make that one okay. This one I will roll because it's only a 1 in 6. Well, fine. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. The moment of truth. Light flashes before my eyes. Ooh.
Oh. Well,
Okay, so I've made it to the corner.
Okay.
I've made it to the corner.
The trouble
if I
is you
roll
can continue.
1 more, I'm in trouble.
However, if you roll it in a 2, you'll start in 0. And it's
This
only
is true.
0.
It's not. You're right, and yes, you're
It gets
right.
you
Actually,
distance.
so
You'll-
even if I do, it's not a huge deal if I spin out in this, which I don't.
Wanna try 3?
3, however, I would lose a turn, so we're going to stop right there.
You do have 3 focus tokens left, though.
That's a good point, and we don't have that many turns left. That's a good point. No, you know what? You're right. Thank you for that. I'm going to spend my 3 focus tokens not to have to roll this. Once again, because I already spent 1 and 2. So the third one will be 3. And, sorry, that's you off the road. And I'll be 3 in here.
Okay.
My 3 token is here. And that is the end of the round. So, next turn,
Top of the round.
Owen goes first because he is in 5th.
Yeah. So that's the cool thing, is that you're a long way behind. Well, not that far, but you're a bit behind. But because you're fast, you're first.
However, Jamie has taken this position, and this is not a great space.
No, it's the same. Oh, sorry, no, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you will take
Automatic
a
warning.
warning. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry, you are right.
I mean, you can move into that diagonally, though, right?
No, it's because I'm in that space. So if you're going to
But
come from
you-
here to here,
Yeah.
you will take a warning.
Oh, you can't come from here to here.
Well, you are, but you can't go diagonally.
Sure.
It's the
Okay.
same
Yeah.
space.
Yeah,
Makes
still,
sense. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, sure.
If it were a separate space.
So you can, but as you can see, the corner, it's quite a tight corner, as you can see. So
Yeah, it goes from 3 lanes to 2.
there's definitely going to be some drifting going on there.
All right. So let's say that I go 4 down to 1, 2, 3.
Coast, 3.
Coast. No, because
No, you can't
that's
coast
2,
in
unfortunately. So
Oh, yeah.
So what can I do here? I can go 4,
1,
1,
2,
2,
coast,
coast,
3.
3. Yeah.
However,
4,
because she
5,
has,
6.
well, hold on, because Georgina has blocked the
Actually,
exit,
no, 4.
you'll take another warning when you leave. However, if you just park yourself there, I then have to drive round you. So there is that. Let's see how you roll.
Well, the great thing is I can position those dice and choose not to use them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
If you're rolling
So,
1 by 1, you can just lay it out and see how far you get.
And in fact, I think I will actually do the thing with the, so let's see, so we're going to go 1, so we're going 4. 4.
Yeah.
So 4 down to 1. So it's
double
gonna
break
take
right
2
there.
of those.
2 dice, yep.
Okay, down to 1, and then we're going 2, Cruise. 3.
See
Nothing to lose. Oh, I've already used my 4. Oh, but I'm on the inside.
But you're in the inside of the next corner. So, yep.
Yeah, let's try it. Coming from behind. So we're going to start with this guy. Just rolling that one.
Okay, Owen, we're off to a good start. But anything can happen.
What are the odds?
Would you like me to tell you?
Surprisingly high.
Got one.
Okay.
So this is a problem though because this means that I can't go
that
through
wipes out the
there.
last dice.
I probably should have bought all 3 of those.
You didn't have enough. You only have 5 tokens. You would have needed 6.
Yeah, good point. Okay.
So,
all right. So,
however, you can buy now if you wanted to. The 2 dice has a 2 out of 6 chance to roll a warning. Mathematics. So you could secure that one and then just roll the coast dice.
Oh
no!
Owen, you tempted your curse, and look.
So that means you won't be able to get into that corner because going through there would give you that final warning and spin
But that
around.
does mean that I get to sit right here.
It does, and additionally, you're in 2, so you won't lose a turn and you won't take any damage, but you will annoy the hell out of me. So that's actually a good plan. You could purposefully
Life goals.
purposefully have a bit of a wobble on that corner.
Let me see here. So I'll just buy one of those dice and roll the other one.
Okay.
So buy that guy.
Well, you can roll it. It makes no
actually,
difference. You get an automatic warning anyway. So
Yeah.
you want to ensure that one though. You don't want to spin out there, unless you want to take the chance.
But see, automatic warning. Does that mean that I then don't have to roll that die?
You can roll it, but 3 or 4 warnings makes no difference.
No. So it's the same. You're gonna crash whatever you do.
Oh wait, sorry. Wait, I am going. No, I'm going to crash automatically.
You're gonna spin out here because you've already got 2 warning signs, and by crossing that line there,
then why do I just stay
you
there?
can stop there if you want.
Because if you want to, but the thing is, because you're only going at speed 2, you can spin out on the
down to
corner,
0.
lose no turns, and take no damage.
Right. Yes.
So there is a strategic way to spin it out a little bit as well.
Crashing it isn't always bad.
No.
I mean, it's not great.
It's not really a crash; it's more of a spin out. In this case.
it's a little oopsie skid.
Yeah, which in your case works rather well for you.
So you're in 0.
Thank you.
But that means that I will now have to drive around.
White side. So we've got a draw for speed between Jamie and myself. I am furthest ahead, so
Exactly.
me.
Go for it.
Dice, please, Maestro. Okay, so how am I going to be able to get the most distance possible out of this?
Well, you can start in 2 because you can always start a gear higher, lower, or the same gear as what you were in before.
So I'm in 3rd, so I can go lower. I can then accelerate back up to 3rd. I can do
4 coast to coast.
Can do 4. I'm going to get a warning, however. No, I won't. Not if I do this.
Perfect line.
Yep.
5,
so
6.
Straight across.
And the
out
finish
here.
line is in sight.
6. Oof. It's close. It's close.
It's tricky, but you can cross it. You can do it.
The question is, do I want some sweet focus tokens? Look, I on the one hand I do. On the other hand, crashing now would be a shame because you can't spend your focus tokens at the end of the game. So I'm just gonna.
If this was, we're only playing a very short race and 1 lap. If you were playing a bigger race with multiple laps, you could justify that risk. As it is, you're gonna cross the finish line next turn. It doesn't really make that much difference, I don't think.
So I'm off to an okay start. It's not great, but I mean.
It's now we play with danger. Okay.
Why did I keep rolling? Why didn't anybody stop me? Okay, so I'm here.
You're there.
However, I'm in 4th. That is a basic level danger, so...
So you'll lose a turn.
So I'm off the side of the track. I've got a 0-0,
That's the one.
which is pants.
Okay.
These can come back to here, and that's it. So I messed up good.
Right.
You don't take a damage token? No.
No, not in a yellow.
I was convinced that second coast would go fine for me.
I know. That's what they always say. So, Owen,
didn't.
you have decided to spin out in front of me, so I'm going to have to drive around you. 3, 4. 4, I can coast again. Finish in 5. I don't have to take too many risks because I'm going to get a turn over Georgina now, luckily. So, 1 by 1. Oh.
Well,
so
I've
risky.
just given an example of how it can all go terribly wrong.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? And I would be crashing out in 4 in that case. Now, I'm actually going to... I'm going to play first next round, no matter what happens. So this is fine for me. Let's flip yours over as well. I'll just end there. That's fine.
Owen didn't have a 0-0 though. So
No, he just had a 0.
But he played first.
Yes,
Okay.
he did. He had higher speed. However, in this round, so the next round, because I'm the only one that's not stationary, I will go first. So
I don't like that smug tone, Jamie.
I don't like the cut of your jib.
Wait a second.
So 2. Sorry.
I ended there. Don't I get one more turn?
No, because you played the last turn, then it was me.
Yeah.
So I played just after you. Because you were going the fastest out of all of us before.
Yeah, got it, okay.
So 2,
Why it's very important to put your token on the right
3,
coloured side. It can get a bit confusing if you don't.
4. I'm actually going to do the same. I'm going to attempt the same line that Georgina did, actually. 4, 5, and 6. And we'll see how far I get. So,
See, if I had ended up in 0,
number 3,
I'd be blocking the track.
you would. Damn it. Wow.
So, 2 warnings for
Oh,
Jamie.
wow. Dice are being mean to us today.
They are. They are.
So strategically, you're going to lose a turn,
I
but
am.
you'll come back onto the track, which means
I
you'll
will.
block me in that next spot.
I will.
So I'd have to drive around you. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Owen, however, does get to play now.
Owen's back in the game.
And Owen is back in the game.
Yeah.
So it would be a tie between me and him. He can finish on a higher speed. So the way it happens is if 2 players cross the finish line in the same turn,
Yeah.
it's the same rules for turn order.
Yeah.
So the player going fastest, then the furthest, then the inside lane.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind we can only continue 2 spaces after the finish line.
Yeah.
So I have to keep that in mind now that we're up to the end of the race. I'm actually going to have to risk this because otherwise Owen will be able to overtake me and get a better time. So here we go. Oh, dice are good. Oh, come on. Oh, right, that's fine.
So you're gonna end there in 4.
No, I'm going to come out in 5th. Yes!
Oh, why?
6th would be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
6 would be better, but I'm not that crazy. So I'm going to be very happily ending my turn there on 5th.
why?
Ooh. Have fun with that. Catch me if you can. And you could catch me.
Okay, so
Uno,
we're
dos.
technically at the same speed. I'm further along the track, so all that happens to me is I come back onto the track.
Yeah.
Wait.
However, you're 0-0, so Owen will get to play first.
Yeah, so I go to 0. That's all I do.
Okay,
that's
Owen,
fine.
you're up.
Okay, good, okay. So, take this way. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or wait, cruise, 4, 5, 6. So,
What could go wrong?
Now, you have to... Now, this is why I put myself here. You have to go through this in 4, because to come adjacent to me, you need to be in 5th.
right.
So I am going to force you to take that warning. That's why I did that.
Okay, all right. So,
Well, that and knowing Georgina would come on and block that square.
mhm.
So now you have to come around that.
Very
Oh, I didn't realize when you 0-0, you actually go off the track.
Yes, when you 0-0, you're off the track, and then you come back on. Funny little tidbit, if you park in somebody's space where they're meant to come on, they can't come back on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. That's good to know. Wow. Oh, that's mean.
Griefers on
It's very
wheels.
mean.
Griefers on wheels, indeed.
Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3.
Once again, it's one of these little rules that we leave open for the competitive side of things, because if you spun off and you're trying to get your car back onto the track and somebody hurls by you, you're not going to try and just drive into their car, obviously.
Yeah, no. No, you have to be at 5 there, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
you need to
sorry,
accelerate.
sorry.
Yeah,
five,
you've got to go
yeah.
up to 5. You can coast again afterwards, however,
I could.
which will be safer than going straight to 6.
Or I could just go straight to 6. Because it's only safer if I'm not going, well, I guess I'm on the inside. You're right.
So you're
I
on the
can stay there.
inside. So you could leave the
You're
6
fine.
there if you wanted to.
But you're going to go and you're just going to cross the line.
Yes,
No.
but if you're on the inside, you will go first. What I'm basically,
Right, yeah.
I didn't want to roll the 6 because I had a high chance of spinning out.
Lower the chances.
But I'm kind of hoping that you roll enough warnings that you can't get through that turn. That's my big hope.
We shall see. 1,
Okay, come on, Owen's dice luck. Come on.
2.
Where are you when I need you?
3.
Oh no!
I shall smash a painted miniature to the dice calculator for
Oh no! So you take one automatic one.
one automatic.
So he can still do. He can still spin out. You can still do this, buddy. No, he can't. Damn.
And
So,
of course,
safe.
Perfect line. Okay. You could have actually gone with the 6. You could have put the 6 down.
Well, you know.
6 in another coast. But hey,
although actually, wait, maybe that would have been strategic because now I'm going to. Yeah. Okay.
Committed. There we go. So I don't get to play, obviously, because I skipped my turn. So top of the round.
It's we're both in 5th gear. Owen, you are inside lane, so you go first.
So go down and back up to get more distance. So you were
go
saying
down 4th, 5, 6, coast. You're at the maximum distance allowed.
And yeah, we can only go two
spaces after the finish line.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
go right. So down to brake down to 4. No, gear down to 4th.
Yep.
Coast, 5th, 6th.
That's the one.
Okay,
so if you make it, you're inside lane and as fast as possible.
If
so technically you've won.
you make it.
If you make it.
Still got some time.
And speaking as someone who has crashed literally on the finish line
Yes.
before, it's never a given.
However, this is good. Use your coast dice to get across the line before you roll the last fatal one. Okay then, well, let's do this.
But why
Last
wouldn't you
fatal
roll them all
one.
at once?
Glory. The glory.
Witness me. Oh,
God,
I'm going to do it.
This is literally for glory.
Oh, what a
James.
beautiful day!
Yeah! With style as well.
Damn it.
God damn. Okay. So you finish in 6. So, per the rules, speed, distance, inside lane, your pole position.
Yeah.
I can't beat you there. But you did it with style, so I can't do that. My turn. Oh, and you have to take your trophy focus tokens, which aren't worth anything, but they are bragging rights, in all fairness.
I can rain them down over my head.
Exactly. So I roll exactly the same dice. I'm not that crazy. I have nothing to prove. So 4, 5, coast, 6, I'm fucked. So I finish here in 6th. So technically that will have me finishing in 2nd place. And George, would you like to see if you get across the finish line for the 3rd podium spot?
Sure, I will.
It's still a podium spot.
It's still a podium
You can
spot.
still have that champagne.
Dice, please, Maestro.
Here we go.
Yeah, so technically there's absolutely no way I can win now,
No.
but I'm gonna do it anyway because I might finish in a hilarious fireball on the side of the road, which is always a good spectator sport. So I'm gonna have to go to 5th here and then
Demonstrate the damage rolls.
6th.
too.
Exactly. That's it. Yes, we might get to demonstrate the damage rolls, which we haven't.
Yeah,
been
we
able to yet.
haven't had any damage, but okay.
Damage.
Okay. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Nothing went wrong.
Everybody's very concentrated in.
Okay.
So
There we go.
Basically, Owen, you are in the highest speed. We're all in gear 6. We're all the same distance along, so it's the inside lane that counts.
Basically
so
a
it's you,
photo
me,
finish, isn't
Georgina.
it, really?
Yeah,
I mean,
basically
you've
it's a
got,
photo
like,
finish.
Everyone's a tiny bit further ahead of everyone else.
That's the one.
Well,
that's
hey, that was much closer than I expected it to
For
be.
sure.
No offense, Owen. So yeah, there we go.
That is Rallyman. The only thing we didn't get to see was damage tokens,
So just to
which we can explain very quickly
we can
for you
give
guys.
you
So
a quick
say you
explanation.
crashed out there in 6th. Let's
yeah,
just say,
okay.
right?
So let's say hypothetically I crashed. I would have had to draw a certain number of damage tokens from the bag of pain.
So you would have been on a yellow hexagon.
yellow danger.
So we look at the yellow column. You're in 6.
If I had crashed out in 6th, I would have had to draw 2 damage tokens randomly from the bag. So I've drawn a little handful there to be able to show everyone what they are.
we're missing-
Here's what I would have drawn. Oh,
Double weather, intriguing.
Weather.
The effects are as follows. Weather changes the weather.
It does.
So on the back of your dashboard, you have a wet side.
they do.
So this represents the weather changing. It happens during races. Now that changes a couple of things. You can get only 2 warnings and you lose a break dice.
Yeah, so
it does make a
that's,
change.
that's bad. 2 warnings makes the game really tough.
It does make you
Really tough.
rethink your life decisions, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So that double weather
break-
meant that there was a quick bit of rain and then it went away.
And 1 break dice.
And 1 break dice, which I've seen mess up more than one person's plans.
So yeah, technically that would have meant nothing because the 2 tokens cancel each other out. What you can also get is you can lose your dice. So there are different coloured tokens. There's one for the break dice as well, which in the final version of the game will be red. These ones
Exactly.
are orange with the prototype. And basically that means that however many dice you have available to you, you will only be able to roll one less than that number. So if you lose a break dice and it turns to rain, it means you can no longer break at all.
Which is annoying, to say the least.
And if you lose a gear die, then that just means that you can never accelerate all the way from 1st through 6th.
Exactly,
yes. That's it.
You can only roll 5 dice maximum. You can still choose which dice you want to roll.
Yeah, you still got to choose
so it's
the
not
dice.
a huge deal.
But
it's annoying.
It can be annoying, like on a last stretch like that. It can be very...
Yeah.
There goes your winning.
Exactly, because you wouldn't have been able to get 6, you would have been 1 space back. So it can make all the difference.
What about the flags?
So the yellow flag means that if I crash out at this point, then nobody can overtake me until I'm back on the track and safe.
Well, it's not even that, it's till your next turn.
So your next turn,
Whether you're in 0 or double 0.
Spun out
So
in
it
the
can
middle
be
of the
annoying.
track.
Yeah, you basically spun out across the track and, they have to get the warning car out to get you back
That's
on
not
and
actually a
everything.
bad one. Huh?
It isn't. It can be a lot of issues.
It's funny because some of the damage tokens, like the weather, for example, are almost more annoying to everyone else.
Yes.
Which is again one of the fun sides of Rallyman, I find, because you can kind of bug everybody else with your silly or intentional mistakes. And then we have the green flag, which is nothing. Safety,
everything is fine.
Safety all the way.
Obviously, there's a certain amount of tokens in there. The majority are the dice modifiers.
Yeah.
And then everything like the weather and the flags, they are all the same number. When tokens come out, you put them on your dashboard and they stay there no matter what the result is.
Yeah.
So if you're drawing a lot of weather tokens, there's less chance for the weather to turn out.
Yeah.
Same thing with the flags, the dice, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so basically once they've been drawn, they do not go back into the bag.
Exactly.
The only way you can then get rid of these tokens is to do a pit stop.
Yep. Which we're not showing here. But basically, if you finish your turn in first gear, you can go to the pits. You can change your tyres, because there's multiple versions of tyres in the game. There is, at the moment, asphalt and rain tyres. And so that will not make you lose a turn. You stop in 1, you come back at 0 the next turn, no issues. If you skip a turn, you can change your tyres and do a repair, which means you get rid of all your tokens, but you miss a turn. Depending on the race, in a short race like this, wouldn't really have been worth it. In a big multiple laps race, though, definitely worth thinking about.
Yeah, definitely. And especially if somebody's crashed, the weather's turned to rain, you don't know how long that condition is going to last. It can absolutely be worth stopping, doing a quick pit stop, changing your tyres. All that does is just bring you down to speed 0 and then you're off again. So,
and if you're finishing, as long as you're not finishing on a corner where there's an indicated speed, you can do a pit stop.
Yeah, so any straight.
So if you're coming out of here in 1 anyway, you can go, well, I'll go a bit further, change my tyres, and then I'm back off again.
Sure.
There you go.
I think that's it. Yeah, we've covered everything.
And Owen has, if I'm not mistaken, won his first game of Rallyman.
Congratulations to Owen, who's overcome his dice curse.
There we go.
So there we go. As a quick reminder, if you're watching this video during the Kickstarter campaign, these are semi-finished elements. Most of it is now complete.
Exactly.
The art style is complete. The cars are going to be slightly larger and in coloured plastic. The dice will be smaller, 16mm engraved with rounded corners. Of course, there will be many more tiles, but apart from that, this is pretty much the game in its finalised state.
That's it. What you can see here is also is a 3-lane track. Obviously, this is a prototype, so these are not double-sided, but in the actual game, they will be double-sided. 3 lanes on one side, 2 lanes on the other, with a difference between this is sort of like a country setting, and we have more of a city setting as well. City setting is 2 lanes and also has more orange and red tiles, where countryside is more yellow and orange, and there are tracks to switch between the two, so you can do different stages.
Yeah, absolutely. General consensus is that crashing into a bush is less dangerous than crashing into a house.
Indeed, I think that's scientifically proven.
It is. It has been.
But what this means for you guys is that, like, we just whipped this up in 10 minutes. Well, not even that. This track 2 minutes put together. There are 8 tracks in the rulebook for you guys to choose from, leaning from fairly easy to fairly hard, 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, 6 players, everything. However, you can make whatever track you like, and we haven't even talked about the solo mode yet, which we will get back to in another video.
We will.
But you can still race this solo with all the online races that people play in the community, Board Game Geek and Rallyman.fr, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but bearing in mind that Rallyman in its original version was a solo game.
Exactly.
So this is a game that was designed to be solo originally.
Yes.
So if you like solo games, this is the game for you.
Exactly. But it has the advantage of being able to play with your friends.
Absolutely. I mean, the rules have now been fine-tuned or tuned up, pun intended, to include rules like the overtaking, blocking each other off, all that kind of thing, which makes it a really fun multiplayer game, but it's still a great solo game. The rules for the solo are exactly the same. We'll be getting back to how they work in another video.
There we go.
So that's it. Thank you all very much for watching. If you are watching during the Kickstarter, then please feel free to ask us any questions that you might have in the comments section. If you're watching this before the Kickstarter, then please feel free to ask us any questions that you might have on Facebook, Twitter, send us a letter by pigeon. Don't do that.
Oh,
They bang into the windows. It's very messy. And yeah, we will see you all on the campaign trail. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye.